Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I got Bitcoin up here, $48,800. We're still not seeing too much movement for Bitcoin. It has just still been vacillating within this region here on low volume, so we're not even seeing a very high trading volume. We're just waiting a big move to the upside or a bigger dump to the downside. So this is kind of what we're waiting for when it comes to Bitcoin. Again, though, we have not gone down below this this former low. So technically then that means Bitcoin is still making higher lows. If I bring up XRP here real quick, we can see XRP still trading in and around 82.5 cents. So again, not too much difference from the last few days. We have seen it vacillate a little bit. It did go up to about 93 cents. Back on December 9th, which was a few days ago now. But XRP has found, ultimately has found its equilibrium in and around this zone here, which coincidentally or not so coincidentally happens to be that former resistance level from 2018 right in and around here. Okay, it's that range anywhere between 79 and 93 cents. XRP has found its bottom in there, so former resistance becomes a new support. Again, guys, going significantly below this would be a bad sign. However, we are not there yet. So if I pull up a line here, and if we see XRP really go below that 51, 52 cent mark, which was denoted back here, back in June, that could be bad news. But, you know, the altcoin market is still heating up. Of course, we're still waiting for Bitcoin. And the FOMO could really kick in. I mean, I saw this from Michael at Val5 Links. 90% of all the 21 million Bitcoin have now been mined. And so he's even asking the question, will FOMO ensue? So here's what they're saying. Over 90% of the total amount of Bitcoin that have ever existed have already been mined, according to data from Clark Moody Bitcoin Dashboard. As the monetary network advances in awareness of usage worldwide, fueling an increased demand for Bitcoin, a sudden and robust supply shock might become inevitable. The Bitcoin network, the only form of digital cash that manages to solve the double spending problem in a properly distributed and trustless manner, enforces a supply cap of 21 million coins through its consensus protocol run by tens of thousands of nodes worldwide. So just describing how Bitcoin works there. A predictable and unchangeable monetary policy is one of the core aspects that make Bitcoin appealing, especially in the face of the reality of fiat and cryptocurrencies, the supply and monetary policy of which can change based on the decision of a select few people. So guys, even though XRP is the standard, and we know this, and there are going to be many other cryptocurrency coins and projects, blockchain projects, that are going to change the face of finance in the future, we are still seeing Bitcoin gain popularity because of the uncertainty in the market and the uncertainty of fiat. Okay, we got to remember this. Everybody around the world is being impacted by this. And because Bitcoin has that name recognition, and because it's been gaining popularity over the last year or so just due to the bull run, we are seeing more people interested in Bitcoin, more people investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies by extension. But you got to think in these countries, right, where their currencies have already been unstable. Now they've been hit with a global pandemic. Well, how do we safeguard ourselves, you know, when we're already vulnerable? And so the answer is Bitcoin, according to many. And, El Salvador is just one example of jumping on the bandwagon full-fledged, adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. So just down here, we are still early. Although we are still early has become a meme, it is most likely true. Only a tiny subset of society understands what Bitcoin is and its potential for empowering regular citizens. People living in privileged communities that enjoy high levels of freedom and individual rights can be quick to dismiss Bitcoin. However, the P2P cash system can also empower them. So it's going to be interesting too to see who adopts Bitcoin and if it is people from more vulnerable situations rather than the West, because there are some countries in the Western world who are just kind of going about the routine and doing what they're told and not really caring, I guess, so much about inflation. Yet there are other people around the world that are like, whoa, I've got to safeguard myself because I do not trust government. I think at the end of the day, it really just is a matter of how much you trust your government and how much you do not trust your government. And I think we could see a power and economical shift over the coming decade, just based on who is paying attention today and who did not pay attention today. And I'm saying, this is going to happen throughout the 2020s. But anyway, just to this point here, Bitcoin now more than 90% mined. And I remember when the 18th million Bitcoin was mined, and it doesn't seem like that long ago now, and that was at around 85% of Bitcoin's total supply. So now we're seeing the 90% mark being breached. Fewer Bitcoin are now going to be in circulation. So guys, this is definitely going to have an effect on Bitcoin FOMO as well. I also wanted to bring this up, guys, because just the other day I talked about the Valhalla Capital story that has been in the news. And so XRP Crypto Wolf pointing this out. Who can even explain how XRP can get to $37,500? I mean, it's quite an exorbitant price, right? I mean, it's not happening today. I can almost guarantee you that. I don't like guaranteeing anything, but, you know, I think it's pretty safe to say we are not going to see a $37,500 XRP. Probably not in this bull run, but Michael's responding here. Oh, I don't know, maybe derivatives market. That would equate to about $2 quadrillion. Swift's market is 1.25 quadrillion. The Forex market, also 1.25 quadrillion. PSP market is 9 trillion. Remittance market is about 150 trillion. I don't know, though. And I mean, yeah, the numbers would ultimately add up for more demand for XRP. Now, this is taken into consideration as well, though, that XRP would be taking on all the money. And we know there are projects, other projects that are already competing with XRP. So, you know, it is a difficult price to get to, I think, in today's climate, but I would not be surprised if in, a few years we did see XRP reach at least 3 digits, even 4 digits, and dare I even say 5 digits, because, you know, again, with the more utility, the more demand. And I'm talking, this is extreme utility, extreme demand. The entire world would have to be already crypto integrated. Countries are, not countries rather, but organizations like the BIS are still, trying to wrangle countries to kind of get on board, central banks to get on with their CBDC. So we're still at the beginning of this. I think it's safe to say a $37,000 XRP is not in the cards this year, and probably not even next year, unfortunately. Nevertheless, it's an interesting concept because crypto is still wide open, guys. We are still right at the beginning of this. And so, ultimately at the end of the day, I think anything is possible, but we do have to give it the right amount of time, even if that's 5 years, 10 years, and beyond. Silkersh here saying, isn't Bitcoin at $50,000 and is just a speculative asset? I'm not saying XRP will hit that, but why do people not believe it ever will? An open mind is needed in this space as anything can happen, and that is exactly what I think too. Val Justerlock down here saying, with an energy and liquidity crisis that's only getting worse and a world behind ripple of partnerships, anything is possible. Bitcoin, for example, has done it without this. We all know manipulation is involved at this point. XRP is clearly suppressed for the circus of events. So there's also all the partnerships, right? And, the unleashing of the power, I think, is what we can dub it. All the central banks that have partnered with Ripple already, this is going to be critical for XRP to rise in price because of increased demand. But anyway, if you guys didn't catch yesterday's video where I talked a little bit about the Valhalla Capital story, I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner if you are interested. Some things that we should be paying attention to, guys, like this from XRP Crypto Wolf. Market participants are quite actively carrying out XRP transactions. These are hard facts. These are metrics that we should be paying attention to. Buzzing addresses activity is definitely a good sign. The current active address levels are way higher than what was ever been registered since May of last year. And so as you guys can see, June we saw a bit of a dip. We did see that height from back in April when XRP price found its inter-year high up here. We did see that dip back down. And even though we did not reach that peak that we saw back in April, look at where we are, guys. So there was the dip. And that was the peak in April. This was the dip. And now look at active addresses. So many more investors, whether they be institutional or retail, are now realizing that the XRPL, because this likely has to do with other activity on the XRPL, if I'm not mistaken, or is it? Or maybe it's just XRP addresses. Well, nevertheless, a lot of active addresses, more so than what we saw last year and even earlier this year. So more buzz going on, more activity for XRP. Why am I not surprised? The other metric here that we should be paying attention to, so this is another one from XRP Crypto Wolf, the mean coin age metric has also been sliding up, highlighting that XRP holders are currently clinging on to their tokens in anticipation of a rally. So I guess I'm not the only one. I've been buying XRP since 2017, and I have not sold one of them for profit. I mean, I have converted XRP to buy other altcoins, and by that I mean, put money into the exchange and convert to XRP specifically for the purpose of purchasing another altcoin, so I would not count that. However, all the XRP that I purchased for an investment, I still have in my cold wallet storage solution, or my various cold wallet storage solutions. So this is another metric that I think we should be paying attention to, the age consumed. And you can see these spikes here every month or so, a couple every month. The mean coin age metric, that has been sliding up, which means more and more coins are being held by XRP holders, and those coins are just sitting there for longer periods of time, which would indicate XRP holders are really waiting for a pump to the upside and have been accumulating, obviously, during these downtimes. They've been paying attention to the market and are really seeing the benefit in accumulating XRP at this moment in time, considering XRP has not necessarily appreciated in value at the same rate that other coins have. Compared to some of those high flyers, XRP from that May 2020 reset period, XRP is only up by 622%, as you guys can see here, compared to other coins like, even if I were to bring up ADA, I know ADA has been a high performer in this bull market so far, and since May 2020, ADA is up over 6,800%. So in comparison, just giving you guys a sense of some of the low flyers, XRP. I know some are getting frustrated because we have not seen the gains, but these low flyers, guys, this is where the opportunity lies for that last pump up. These are the coins that are gaining people's attention for that particular reason. They have not flown yet. And, just again, some of these metrics just to demonstrate that. Another one, guys, from Michael. This going to the point that maybe the bull run is going to see a renewed interest in 2022. So here's what analyst Mike McGlone says. He's with Bloomberg. They published their 2022 crypto outlook report last week, incentivized by China's ban and the proliferation of revolutionary technologies such as crypto dollars and NFTs. He explained, we expect the US to embrace cryptocurrencies in 2022. So that's the prediction. That's the outlook. Embracing cryptos in 2022. Enough with this regulatory murkiness. They're going to have proper regulation, and this is going to relate to bullish price implications. I think that is the most important thing to note here. Here's a quote. The unlimited supply of fiat currency should sustain rising prices, notably in Bitcoin and Ethereum, which have limited supply. We expect wider adoption to prevail and outcome most wobbles, like 2021's near 50% correction. Furthermore, some normalization in stock market returns and a continued decline in U.S. Treasury bond yields may shine on Bitcoin and Ethereum in portfolios. The analyst further shared the key question facing Bitcoin nearing the onset of 2022 is whether it's peaking or simply a consolidating bull market. And here's what they believe. We believe it's the latter, and see the benchmark crypto well on its way to becoming global digital collateral in a world going that way. It's likely to be about key support around $50,000 and $100,000 resistance in the year 2022. So they are essentially saying it is going to be a prolonged bull market. And the reason for that is because the US will finally decide on crypto regulatory clarity by the year 2022, which will mean, guys, more market participants are going to jump on board, which means that we are ultimately going to see this continue to rise higher. So, those of you guys who think that this is, perhaps the end of it and this is the retrace, well, they're not saying that. They are saying that we are ultimately going to move up further, right? Further, higher to new highs, right, retraces, and going to continue throughout 2022. 100,000, which would be, where's 100,000? Give or take 100,000 in and around here. That's going to be the new resistance level for 2022, and one that I think a lot of people would likely sell at, considering it is a psychological sell point. $100,000, a big round number there. So anyway, that's what Mike McGlone is saying from Bloomberg. And with regards to the SEC lawsuit, of course, this is also going to have implications on the crypto bull market, not just with XRP, but of course, as a whole. All of crypto kind of depends on this, at least in the United States. Digital Assets Daily posting this, guys. And this is an article here from ProCoin News, just uncovering a few more details with regards to this lawsuit. According to the latest court proceedings in the ongoing Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, the SEC is attempting to claim that records of the now infamous Hinman speech are protected under a provision known as deliberative process privilege. So now they are trying to say that the Hinman speech should be protected. This provision is meant to protect organizations and corporations from having to divulge critical information related to a process or procedure. Obviously, one can see the value in this, as this protects patents, processes, and sensitive information, which gives value and a competitive edge to our businesses and organizations. That being said, the SEC provides nothing of value, nor do they hold any patents, nor have they created any products or processes which further the human race, or even profit motives for investors. There is a precedent behind their request, but a complete lack of faith and trust in all government institutions at this point should supersede any previous precedent in a system which is broken and only seems to be getting worse. So trying to hide behind this deliberative process privilege, now the SEC, pulling out more tactics here. This article goes on. I will link it in the description if you guys are interested. Another one, though, I just wanted to bring up to you guys. I don't know if you saw this. This was an old article from back in August of 2018, and it was from the Los Angeles and San Francisco Daily Journal. Now, Tag XRP posted this. Jay Clayton confirms Bill Hinman's views are not just his own, but they are in fact the views of the SEC, and so you cannot have it both ways. And so just to reiterate, here is the article. Again, from August 2018, only 2 months after the Hinman speech, Clayton confirms, it appears that Hinman's views is not a one-off. Testifying before the Committee on Financial Services of the U.S. House of Representatives, SEC Chairman Jay Clayton referred to Hinman's June 2018 remarks saying, "Our Cooperation Finance Division Director recently further outlined the approach staff takes to evaluate whether a digital asset is a security. Clayton's reference suggests that Hinman's framework is not merely his personal view, but rather an approach taken by the staff as a whole. It is listed out here way before the Ripple lawsuit was even in question. Again, guys, August 2018. So more evidence here suggesting that that was the view of the SEC. You cannot have it both ways. And so are they finally sunk? Is this the end? Are we getting to the end? Is the judge really going to sit back and take more of this nonsense? Well, finally, I wanted to mention this, guys, from John Deaton. The judge specifically ruled Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP internal documents relevant for 2 reasons. 1, the court's Howey test analysis of XRP, and 2, Ripple's fair notice defense. We know a lot is hinging on the fair notice. If the court or a jury concludes XRP is substantially similar to BTC or ETH, fair notice could win. And so this is what it all leans on. This is what we should be paying attention to. This is a critical moment in the case. I'm going to play you guys this clip down here from Digital Asset Buy. This is Jay Clayton, and I don't know if he's got this date right, November 2018, because it sounds as though in this clip like they're talking about the Ripple XRP lawsuit. Anyway, let me play you guys this, and maybe if you have some insight, put it down in the comments section. Listen to this.
An asset like Bitcoin, where decentralized, no one is creating it for their own, their own control of Bitcoin, but it's designed to be a payment system replacement for sovereign currencies. We've determined that doesn't have the attributes of a security. I think the CFTC has made I'll leave commodities to them, but as far as I'm concerned, that's designed to be akin to the dollar, the yen, the euro, and operates that way.
And your organization, you and your colleague Bill Hinman, have outlined key indicia by which a coin offering or a sale of a token can be a securities offering and not. Can you take us through that? And so the general guidance has come out of the SEC that Bitcoin in its quote unquote present state, and Ether in its quote unquote present state, are not operating as securities because they seem to be without central third parties and highly decentralized networks. The issue of the moment is, of course, what is XRP? Runs on the Ripple network. And there are a lot of people in this audience who would like to know, but I think it's I know from longstanding practice, the SEC does not talk about matters that are in front of them at the moment. Because as you know, Ripple right now is the second largest market cap token after Bitcoin.
I think I'll go back to what I said, is that we are open to people coming in to see us, engage with us, discuss their particular situation, and work through it with us. And some of the, I will tell you, some of these questions, require a lot of information in order to get to a definitive position.
So there you go. Actually, now I'm second guessing the date on this because they are in it sounds like there's an audience there. So it would have had to have been pre-pandemic, yet they're talking about clarity. They're talking about XRP specifically and how the audience wants to know the verdict on that. So down here though, John Deaton giving us a little bit more insight with regards to the fair notice defense. He says, to fight the fair notice defense, the SEC makes a silly argument that Hinman's speech was only his opinion. No matter how absurd and far from the truth it is, they're making this absurd argument because they are banking on the internal documents being privileged. So it's a bit of a legal tactic here. There's an internal memo analyzing XRP dated June 13th, 2018, one day before the Hinman Ether free pass speech. I'm speculating, but I predict the XRP memo helps Ripple. The judge has twice ruled these documents relevant and must be produced subject to any privilege claims. She could do one of three things. 1, rule all the documents privileged. 2, rule the documents not privileged. Or 3, rule the documents privileged, but under the law, Ripple has met the test allowing the court to overrule the privilege. So the judge could split the baby and order the production of some documents while ruling some of the documents remain privileged. So there could be a hybrid solution there. The motion to strike the fair notice defense and the decision on privilege are without question the two most significant decisions in this case. So guys, there is still a lot to be keeping track of, but to John Deaton's point, if the court or a jury concludes XRP is substantially similar to Bitcoin or Ether, the fair notice could win. And so this is kind of the subsection, the sub part of this that we are hoping will occur, that XRP is indeed similar. Now I know, being classified similar to Bitcoin would definitely be a lot more difficult than being classified similar to Ethereum, for all the reasons that we already know. So could this happen? Is it a possibility? Tag XRP also down here posting this. The CFTC concludes Ripple and XRP as a virtual currency commodity back in 2015, which I've talked about on this channel in the past. But here's just some more documentation to that. So all virtual currencies were considered commodities in 2015. And he's just pointing to some information, just documenting this evidence from back in 2015. The CFTC first found that Bitcoin and other virtual currencies are properly defined as commodities in 2015. And then just some footnotes with regards to virtual currencies and including Ripple in that definition down there. What do we have here? No, that was the same one there. There's another one here with regards to virtual currency charters or licenses. They also list XRP as an example, a combination of any of the above oversight by the CFTC. So I will link this in the description if you guys are interested. Daz down here saying, I'm calling this week an explosion, be it rumors or news, only a matter of time now. This is too loud. The SEC are all in the corner with their soaps on ropes. Gary Gensler could never face Congress right now with the dirt being uncovered. That is just my personal opinion. So will a court or a jury conclude XRP is substantially similar to Bitcoin or ETH? And if they do, as per John Deaton, this does indeed give fair notice more clout. And for those of you guys interested in listening to what John Deaton has to say, he is going to be a guest on the Patrick Bet David podcast, live podcast confirmed for this Wednesday. So he's looking forward to having John Deaton there as a guest. It's all coming out in the laundry, guys, and I think we are getting very, very close finally to a verdict. I mean, how hard is it at this point to conclude XRP being substantially similar to ETH when all this information from the Twitter sleuths has come out over the last, let's say, better part of a year now? That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.